Hello, everybody. How are you doing? I'm back with, of course, another video, another message. I haven't came on and done a video, but I have been popping in and out. Okay, kind of just in trying to enjoy my time. I'm lighting my Palo Santo. Let me clear out my energy. Let me clear out some energy for you. There you go. All right, y'all. So I am here with, again, another message. I'm going to talk about something that's prominent in everyone's life, and that is relationships, right? I have about 2 videos I'm going to put out this week. I'm going to try to put at least a video out a week. If not, then I'll put some type of message out, okay? I just go with the flow of my life. I go with the flow of how I receive the information. Got my Cali shirt on, my California shirt, because I am always going to be a Cali girl, but I'm a Texan now too. And so I'll try to put out a message at least a week or something positive, something that I'm, building on my page. As you can see, I'm building, and I appreciate you guys going through this journey with me. All right. So the message I have today is about relationships, okay? Relationships are important in our lives, obviously, okay? Whether it's platonic, family, romantic, work relationships, and one of the most important relationships, if you have or if you don't, children, okay? A lot of times we step into relationships. Oh, did I say family? If I didn't, I meant family too. A lot of times we bring in relationships, and praying for discernment is so important, because either it's going to shift your world, shake your world, or add value to your world, right? In any relationship. Relationships are important because they shift, shape, and mold you as a human, okay? This is starting from childhood, then you move into adolescence, your teenage years. Let's go back, childhood, infant, okay? Coming out the womb, toddler, and then we move on, childhood, adolescence, adulthood, okay? And within that time span, relationships fluctuate as you grow as a person, right? Some relationships are forever and some are just for the season. I wrote down notes, of course, because when I get my channel message and my downloads, I have to write it because it just starts flowing, okay? Some are just for a season, and some relationships are forever, I believe. Now, again, I'm always speaking from my experience and the things that I believe and the information I get, okay? All relationships come into one's path to help you grow. They should. Well, they do. Whether it's a mother and father relationship, a daughter and mother relationship, sister, cousin, platonic, romantic, work, children, like I said earlier, children, even to the point of dysfunctional relationships, toxic relationships, soulmate relationships, okay, church relationships, sports, whatever may have you. Now, how do you determine if that relationship is a forever relationship? Again, this is my perspective. 1, are you both getting something out of the deal? Example, is it a giving and receiving relationship? Is it yin yang? Is it give and take? Is it one-sided? Okay. Do you vibe on the same frequency? Right? This is how you determine if a relationship is forever. Okay? What are you vibing with? Okay? Do you challenge one another? Is it a relationship that is challenging, good, and to help you grow? Do you do you support one another's goals and dreams? These are things you want to ask yourself when you get into relationships, okay? It doesn't have to be deep, all right? It doesn't have to be deep. But what I'm saying is, what is the relationship doing for you in your life? Differences are good because opposites attract, right? In relationships. It's good to have a different type of person that comes into your life that's not the same as you all the time, because that's how you grow. That's how you get pushed to the next level. That's how you can bounce ideas off one another. That's how you build a bond. But unfortunately, some relationships do have an expiration date. Platonic, romantic, family even. And this is real, y'all. This is a real deal. So those are just a few things that you would say, okay, how do I know if my relationship is forever? If the relationship is not doing at least one or two of those things, if not more, and there's plenty other things, I'm just giving specific examples. Are you sharing and caring? Okay? All relationships you're gonna not see eye to eye. You're gonna have differences, but it's how you get through it. If you notice that you have a friend or any relationship that's going through something, are you there to support? Are you there to criticize? Are you there to uplift? Communication is key within any relationship you go into, okay? And unfortunately, our relationships with our parental figures, growing up, these are how we get shaped and molded. So yes, this is a heavy topic because how was your household growing up? Did you have open communication? A lot of times as children, we were not taught to have open communication. We weren't able to. We were told to hush, stop, and you be told what to do. But for me, I believe growing up and becoming a parent myself, I feel like a child should have an opinion. A child should be able to voice their opinion because you're making it comfortable for them to communicate. You're making it comfortable to speak their voice, to open up their throat chakra, right? That is how you open your throat chakra. That's how you're able to speak your truth. This goes back to childhood. And unfortunately, good and bad, it does play out in our adult relationships, going into teenagehood or whatever. So these are the things you want to begin to ask before you enter in relationships. Pray for discernment. Ask for discernment when new people begin to come into your life. Okay? As you raise your vibration, you attract, you become more magnetic. You attract good things to you and things that you want to repel, because sometimes those are tests. But a lot of times, if you have a relationship and there's value in that relationship, you want to get through those ups and downs, because that relationship is important to you, important enough to say, you know what? Yes, we battle. Yes, we go through things, but can we pick back up the pieces and keep it stepping? Right? So, going to the next thing. How to recognize when a relationship has to go. Now, this could be tricky because a lot of times we might not want to let go of certain relationships because we're used to that relationship, because it feels familiar, because it's something that we've known, right? But a lot of times, and which is true, relationships grow apart. people grow apart. And it's a sad thing to think about, because if you've been friends with someone or been in a relationship with someone for so long, but it becomes unbearable, but it becomes toxic, what do you do in the meantime? Do you continue to go on and fight? Yes, a lot of times we do, because we want to see things succeed. We do not want to fail as humans. That is a big thing as human beings that we do not like to do, is fear of failure. But what is failure? You have to fail in order to succeed. You have to fail in order to get to the next level. You have to go through things. So again, how to recognize when a relationship must go. Different frequencies. You're not vibing on that same wavelength anymore. You're here, the other person might be there. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because there are other relationships, teachers and students. Obviously the teacher's here, the student's here, right? But is the teacher penetrating that student? And vice versa, is that student penetrating that teacher? That can build a relationship as well. In marriages, in relationships, someone might be more advanced than the other, but are you prideful enough to say, you know what, let me drop my pride and let me take heed? Or do you walk with pride to your detriment and reject what you know is good for you? Why? Because you don't know any better? Or because you feel like you are better? You understand? So different frequencies. When you're vibing high, but you feel like something or someone or any situation is pulling you back, that's what I mean about different frequencies. Because you're going here, but this person's trying to pull you back here. No, you want to vibe high. And if that situation, thing, person, place, or thing is there and truly on a new level, or truly there for you, or truly on the same forever relationship, then they'll come up. If not, then I'm sorry, unfortunately, sometimes it has to go. 2, it becomes toxic. Right? What is toxic? You know what toxic means. You don't even have to say it. You feel toxicity. When you begin to shift and shape your reality, you feel toxicity. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't breathe well. It doesn't sit well with you. It starts clogging your mind. It's chaos. It's confusion. It's jealousy. It's envy. It's wrong. It's not healthy. 3, cycles of the same thing over and over. The same cycles, y'all. The same cycles. You feel like you beat the cycle. There's a song by Jonathan McReynolds called Cycles. That's the song that just came to me. Cycles. Go listen to that song by Jonathan McReynolds. Cycles. Cycles are this. This is a cycle. Is it a good cycle, or is it an unhealthy cycle? Unfortunately, in life, we go through life cycles. Some cycles have to end, and then they continue on going. But some cycles have to end so a new cycle can begin. If the cycle keeps repeating itself, it must go. Sweet Pea, I'm doing a video.
Sorry, I'm just really...
All right, 4, keeping you stuck and stagnant. Let me slow down, drink some water, because a lot's coming through. I'm chanting a lot. Little ice chips. When a relationship is keeping you stuck and stagnant, please stop. When a relationship is keeping you stuck and stagnant, that is a point of when you know it has to go. What is stuck? You're stagnant. You're here. There's no movement. There's no forward movement. You're not moving forward in that relationship with that person. And let me just give you the preview, okay? The preview of the cards when it comes to relationships in tarot. The Lovers, of course, the Lovers card, if you can see that, that's a relationship. Then we have the Two of Cups. That's a relationship as well, okay? Platonic, romantic, work, business, okay? And so if that relationship is stuck and stagnant, keeping you stuck and stagnant, there's no growth, there's no shift, it's just a flat line, that is an indication that it must go. Because guess what? If you're staying stuck and stagnant and you know you have goals, dreams, aspirations, and you're tied to someone or something, even vices can be detrimental and they must go, okay? Addictions can keep you stuck and stagnant too, okay? But yes, if it's keeping you there and you know you want to go and achieve more, then you got to let it go. Because guess what? You have a purpose here. We came here for purpose. We came here to build relationships. And again, to piggyback off of that, relationships are a part of purpose. Kingdom building. I believe that. That is in the word. But again, if it's keeping you here and you know you're trying to get there, it must go. Another thing, you're pouring more than the other person. You're giving more than you're receiving. It's a two-way street in any relationship. In any relationship, it's a two-way street. But if you find yourself giving more than the other, then it must go. No, I'm not saying there are times where you give, okay? But if you feel that it's not being reciprocated and there is a disconnect, of course, talk about it. But if it's not resolving, if it's not doing anything, then sometimes it must go. Because if you give, and you're not receiving back, then what cup are you pouring from? An empty cup. Meanwhile, this person is full and you're running on empty. You're running on fumes. That's not a reciprocated relationship, and that relationship should go. Again, no support. This is the next one, okay? No support. No showing up like you must do, like you do. Example, you're always going to this friend or this workplace or whatever it may have you. You're always doing that, but you're not getting that back on the tail end, right? Now, I'm not saying it can't be made up on a different avenue, okay? But what I'm saying is when you are there's no support, no valid support for the things that you put out. When you have conversations and things and it goes in one ear and out the other, where's support that lies in that? Not showing up like you would. This is what happens when you raise your vibration and the lower frequencies begin to fall off. And that's the energy I had to move through this week. Letting go of lower frequencies. Whether it's old beliefs, outdated beliefs, you still have relationships to these things. Outdated beliefs, outdated people, outdated relationships, outdated habits, outdated this, outdated that. Those things need an expiration date. Because you're wondering why you're trying to get to the next level, but it's not happening for you. A lot of times in this thing we call life, you have to veer off on your own if you want to make it happen for yourself. Sometimes you have to go into hermit mode. Hermit. In order to get guidance, in order to get time to be quiet, everyone needs that. But we're not taught that. We're taught codependency. We're taught that you need to have someone in your life. And I'm not saying we all need it. We all need relationships. But what I'm saying is, it is a time to withdraw to. It's a time to do things on your own too. And then you come back. If it's meant to be. If it's something that's meant to be, it's always going to come back. But rejection is divine protection at the end of the day. Okay? And unfortunately, like I said before, you outgrow one another. Sometimes you outgrow. It just is what it is. Because the same things that you were doing 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago, you're not doing today. You shouldn't be. You should have grown. You should have transferred. You should have transformed in some type of avenue. And sometimes you just outgrow, and that's okay. You can still love from a distance. You can still send love, blessings, good vibes from a distance. And guess what? That relationship might be rekindled one day. That relationship might come back around. But in the meantime, it might have to go. Okay? So that was my message on relationships. Okay? To piggyback off of that, I'm going to talk about boundaries. Boundaries are so important. Boundaries are something that I didn't know about. Healthy boundaries, okay? There's unhealthy boundaries and there's healthy boundaries. You know what? I'll save that for another day because that's a whole another video in itself, okay? But boundaries. You must put boundaries into play in any relationship. Platonic, romantic, work, family, and most of all, if you have them, children, because children will overstep. You have to teach your children boundaries so they don't overstep others' boundaries and their boundaries don't get overstepped. This thing called life is not easy, y'all. We grow, we change, we shift, we learn, we grow. That is a cycle. But the importance of setting boundaries, pray for discernment. If you feel certain things are off, pray for clarity, pray for discernment, pray that you set the correct boundaries. But you have to learn these things. We're not taught. Okay? But there's so many resources on how to build healthy bonds, healthy relationships, boundaries. There's a lot of resources out there now that we can go to and life experiences. That is one of my puppies. My dog had puppies, y'all, and I did not know it was pregnant. So if anybody in Houston wants a pup, there we go.
Except this one. You can have this one.
If anybody in Houston wants a pup, let me know. Because, it's a lot of work. Oh, and it's Husky mixed with Lab and German Shepherd. That's the type. It's a mutt, but it's the cutest little mutts. They're so cute. So, and also, if anyone in Houston knows any resources, I am looking for someone to take my pups, my dogs too, because it's a lot of work. So where was I at? Okay, going back. Got distracted a little bit. So I'm going to pull a meditation card today, okay? I'm going to shuffle it on camera. Ajay, please go upstairs now. I love you, but take it upstairs because you distracted me, sweetie. Kids. Ooh, go listen to that song, Friends. How many of us have them? Friends, okay? That song, I just got that in my head right now, okay? That was a channel song. All right. I'm going to talk about that. Friends. I have had a lot of relationships in my life, okay? And when I was not in such a good frequency and vibration, I was not the best friend, the best relationship guru or whatever. But as life shifted and changed me, I began to shift and change. And so sometimes you have to be your own best friend, and that's real. But when you get those good relationships in your life and they're meant to be, no matter what you go through, they'll come back. But if not, then they will be replaced with other relationships. And I believe that. These are things that God has told me. So with that being said, let me go ahead and shift my cards, okay? Man, I'm telling you, the energy that I moved through this week was heavy. I moved through a lot of energy this week, y'all. On my personal end in life, I'm going through some things behind the scenes. And I had to transmute and shift a lot of energy, okay? And now I am here, okay? I'm back right now, which is a good thing. So you got to know when to withdraw. You got to know when to, all right, 2. You got to know when to withdraw. You got to know when to say, gotta go. And it's bittersweet. Relationships are, sometimes they be complicated and sometimes we make them complicated. Yeah. Soulmates. Soulmates are not just romantic relationships. Soulmates are soulmates, right? It could be a man and a woman and a man, a woman and a woman, a man and a man. That could be your soulmate, okay? Karmic relationships. Self-explanatory. A soulmate relationship helps you grow. That is your soul partner, right? Soul tribe, soul family. You came here to be destined to meet each other, okay? Like I said, it doesn't always have to be romantic. It could be your best friend is your soulmate, right? Okay? You can meet your soulmate tomorrow. And you know that's your soulmate because that is a part of your soul tribe. We have karmic relationships. What is karmic? Karmic is when you have had karma in a past life or the current life to clear out. And that's just plain and simple. And those are not good. Those are challenging, but they still help you grow. They still push you to the next level. They help you grow. Okay? But it's in growth, push you, and then out, because you don't want to hold on to a karmic relationship. You can transform and transmute a karmic relationship. I believe that. Into a good relationship. I do believe that. But both parties have to be in agreement. And then we move it to divine counterparts. Twin flames. Woo! Twin flames. That is said to be one body, 2 souls split in half. One body, 2 souls split in half. So it's basically half and half. It's 2 people. And then when you come together, you join as one. Now, a lot of people have romanticized the twin flame relationship. No, there's no romanticism in a twin flame relationship. I'm not going to say it's not romanticism. I'm saying it's not all about that. Let me correct myself. It's to help you shift, grow, change, transmute, transform, to get to that place of union. When 2 become 1, okay? And when that happens, the magic happens. However, there are instances when twins don't come together. And that's a sad thing to say, because that twin could have come here and you agreed to not build together. You agreed to do separate lives within that time, within that lifetime. But your souls are always connected. And unfortunately, I keep on saying unfortunately, but it's a true thing. What that twin feels, you feel. What they feel, you feel. Because you're always connected. So I, myself, am in a twin flame relationship. A twin flame connection. I am a twin. I am a twin. And when I found this out, it wasn't the easiest thing because you feel like you might be going a little cuckoo, but that's why you waken. That's why you wake up. That's the awakening. And things start to shift in your life. A twin flame relationship is a relationship that's destined. But again, it can be karmic. You can have a karmic twin. So do your research on twin flames. I will come on later and do a video about twins because it's a hot topic and it's a real topic. So yes, I'm talking a lot because I'm getting a lot. So I guess that's all the built up energy I had from taking off. So let me go ahead and I shuffled the 2 cards. Let me go ahead and read off the 2 cards that I received. Okay. The first one is sit outside. Pick a quiet place in a park or under a tree. Sit quietly and observe the world around you. Try to engage every sense. Notice the people, the color of the grass, the smells in the air, and the wind on your face. So sit outside. The next one is peace. Turn off all electronics. This constant input of information causes anxiety and stress, but you can control that. Make this a daily 30-minute exercise. I think that's a good thing. And I'm gonna set my timer to do that because a lot of times we do need that time away from all that. So that's a good idea. I've been taking this time though. I have been doing this daily because it's a daily thing. It is something that you have to develop discipline-wise. But 30 minutes a day, take that time to just get quiet and turn it all off, okay? Last but not least, I have some charms here. I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle and see what I get with the charms. A constellation. So what I feel with this constellation is you are a star to be born. There's a star right here on this constellation. I don't know this specific constellation, but I feel like this is a roadmap, okay? Look at it as, here's a maze, right? You take it here, you follow the maze. And guess what? You get to that star one day. Know that you are a star, y'all. Know that you are a star and you shine bright just like that star. It's a maze, it's a journey, right? It's a journey. But when you get to that star card in the tarot, that is the brightest star out there, all right? And you are too. Peace, ashe, namaste. I'm out, yo.